Hello, my name is music teacher Kate. In this video, we'll be talking about major key signatures. You've heard me say before that the key of C major has no sharps and no flats. This is true. The C major scale has no sharps and no flats, and so the key of C major has no sharps and no flats. C major is the only key that does not require the use of sharps and flats. So let's dig in. We'll start by getting a quick look-see at the circle of fifths. This is called the circle of fifths because it moves around the circle in intervals of fifths. From F to C, that's a fifth. From C to G, that's a fifth. From G to D, that's a fifth. From D to A, that's a fifth. From A to E, that's a fifth. So on and so forth. The circle of fifths puts the key of C right at the top. The key of C has 0 sharps and 0 flats. Our sharp key signatures move around the circle going this way. The key of G has 1 sharp. The key of D has 2 sharps. The key of A has 3 sharps. The key of E has 4 sharps. The key of B has 5 sharps. The key of F sharp has 6 sharps. And the key of C sharp has 7 sharps. Our flat key signatures move around the circle of fifths going this way. The key of F has 1 flat. The key of B flat has 2 flats. The key of E flat has 3 flats. The key of A flat has 4 flats. The key of D flat has 5 flats. The key of G flat has 6 flats. And the key of C flat has 7 flats. These 3 at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, or 6 rather, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 key signatures are written as 3 with different names and different counts associated with them because these are our enharmonic keys. The key of C sharp is enharmonic to the key of D flat, but if you call Do C sharp, then you have 7 sharps in your key signature. If you call Do D flat, then you have 5 flats in your key signature. When we talk about our sharp key signatures, it's very important to talk about the order of sharps. The order of sharps is very specific. It goes F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Notice that those letters move by fifths. If you have 1 sharp in your key signature, that sharp will be F because F comes first in your order of sharps. If you have 2 sharps in your key signature, those sharps will be F and C because F comes first and C comes second in your order of sharps. If you have 3 sharps in your key signature, those sharps will be F, C, and G because F comes first, C comes second, and G comes third in your order of sharps. This pattern continues through all of your sharp key signatures. A helpful way to remember the order of your sharps: fairies can gracefully dance around every beast. Fairies can gracefully dance around every beast. Order of sharps. When we talk about our flat key signatures, it is very important to discuss the order of flats. It goes B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Just the same way that the order of sharps worked for us with our sharp key signatures, the order of flats will help us to know which notes to flat first. If you have 1 flat in your key signature, that flat will be B flat because B is the first flat in your order of flats. If you have 2 flats in your key signature, those flats will be B flat and E flat because B is the first letter and E is the second letter in your order of flats. If you have 4 flats in your key signature, those flats will spell the word bead, B-E-A-D, B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat, because B comes first, E comes second, A comes third, D comes fourth in your order of flats. This pattern will continue through all of your flat key signatures. It's always been helpful for me to imagine a beaded bracelet with beads that have the letters G, C, F on them. I think bead G, C, F to remember my order of flats. Now that we know our order of sharps and our order of flats, we can start to see it in the circle of fifths. Fairies can gracefully dance around every beast. Why, that's our order of sharps. Our order of flats, B, E, A, D, bead, G, C, F. And if you go to your instrument and you build major scales using that formula we studied in lesson 5, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, you will confirm for yourself that this tool works. What the sharps and flats in your key signature mean is that they are natural to the key you're playing in. So if you have 1 sharp in your key signature, you're playing in the key of G, and every single F you play will be played as F sharp unless marked with a natural sign. If you have 1 flat in your key signature, that means you're playing in the key of F, and every single B will be played as B flat unless marked with a natural sign. If you're like me as a music student, you're getting a little suspicious right about now, wondering, theoretically, there are more major key signatures available to us. So why are they not represented on the circle of fifths? I mean, what about the key of A sharp major, B sharp major, D sharp major, E sharp major, F flat major, G sharp major? If any pitch can be do, then surely, theoretically, these key signatures exist. Excellent observation. You are correct. You are correct and politically incorrect. When I was a student at Music Conservatory, I had to know why. I wrote out by hand all of my major scales that were being taught to me via the circle of fifths, and then, based on my chromatic musical alphabet, I wrote out all of the major scales I could imagine, and I found out real quick why none of those are included on the circle of fifths. Remember that rule about building your major scales? The rule that says every single letter of your musical alphabet has to be represented. In order to comply with this rule, these major key signatures require the use of double sharps or double flats. Nobody wants to write, read, or think in double sharps and double flats. It's a hair too far. Even still, the math is super cool and pretty fun to think about. When I did this, I discovered that the order of sharps actually continues to work for you in your sharp key signatures, even as you move beyond what the circle of fifths has to offer. The key of C sharp is the final key listed for the sharp keys on the circle of fifths. But the key of G sharp, which is a fifth from C sharp, has exactly 1 double sharp, and that double sharp is F. The key of D sharp is a fifth away from G sharp, and the key of D sharp has 2 double sharps, and those double sharps are F and C, right? Fairies can. If you don't see any sharps or flats before your time signature in your piece of music, what key are you in? C! See you later.